So next part of this lesson that we have already started, lesson number 2. So we have studied the separation of mixture, in which we have studied separation of two solids, separation of solid and liquid. In last lecture we have studied. Now we have to study separation of two liquids, two or more liquids. Now see, liquids can mix with each other completely. If the liquids can mix with each other completely, then that liquids are called as the miscible liquids. And if two liquids cannot mix with each other, suppose we have taken water and oil, these two liquids are not going to mix with each other. So that liquids are called as the miscible liquids. So we have two different techniques for separation of the two liquids. So for miscible liquid and for immiscible liquid. So first of all, we have to study the method of fractional distillation, which is similar to the distillation. Distillation was done for the separation of solid and liquid, salt and water. Fractional distillation is done for the separation of two miscible liquids, liquids which completely mixed with each other, but both are in liquid state and completely mixed with each other. For that separation of that liquids, we have to use the method of fractional distillation. So suppose here we take the example of water and alcohol. Water is liquid, alcohol is liquid, and when we add alcohol in water, they completely mix together. So water and alcohol together, it is called as the miscible liquid. But if we see the boiling point of water and boiling point of alcohol, boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius and alcohol is 78 degrees Celsius. So fractional distillation method is used for the separation of miscible liquids, but that liquid should have different boiling point. Means there must be difference between the boiling point of two miscible liquid. If the boiling point is same, then we cannot separate them by the method of fractional distillation. So now see, in the fractional distillation, it is used to separate the miscible liquid with different boiling point. Example, to separate water with boiling point 100 degrees Celsius and alcohol 78 degrees Celsius. Now here we have setup. We have seen it already in the distillation. So it is similar process, only here we have column. This column is called as the fractionating column. That distillation, in distillation, this fractionating column is not there. So in the fractional distillation, here we have the rounded bottom flask, in which we have taken a mixture of water and alcohol completely mixed together. Here we have fractionating column with the beads for separation, and here we have thermometer to record the temperature. Here we have inner glass tube with smaller diameter and bigger glass tube, which is called as condenser, to circulate water around inner glass tube. So what will we do? In the beaker, in the rounded bottom flask, we have taken a mixture of water and alcohol, which are completely mixed together, and we will heat it. So the alcohol, as it has less boiling point, it will boil first. What is the boiling point of alcohol? That is the 78 degrees Celsius. So it will boil first, and the vapor of the alcohol will enter into the inner glass tube. These outer glass tube allow the water to circulate around the inner glass tube. So the vapor of alcohol which are present in the inner glass tube, they will again get condenses. Means here alcohol is in liquid state. Due to the heat, it will convert into gaseous state. When it will enter into the inner glass tube, due to the circulation of the water around inner glass tube, again that vapor get converted into the liquid alcohol. So at 78 degrees Celsius, we will get only alcohol. Here we have taken the mixture of water and alcohol. At 78 degrees Celsius, we will get the alcohol in this beaker. So alcohol is separated out. Now only what remaining here, that is the water. We can boil it again to the 100 degrees Celsius, and we will remove this beaker and we will take the another beaker, and at 100 degrees Celsius we will get the second liquid, that is the water. So this method is used to separate two miscible liquids, but there should be difference in the boiling point. So the liquid which have less boiling point like alcohol, it will vaporize first and it will separate it out first. And the liquid which have high boiling point like water, it will vaporize later. So this method is used to separate two miscible liquids. okay, like water and alcohol. Then this method is also used, second use, for the separation of the components of crude oil. Crude oil means petroleum oil. So we can separate kerosene, diesel, petrol from the crude oil. And this method is also used to separate the gases from the air. We know air is the mixture of various gases like nitrogen, oxygen and many more, from which some gases are useful. They require, like oxygen is used for artificial breathing. So we can separate out the gases like oxygen, nitrogen, argon from the air by this method of fractional distillation. So fractional distillation is used for the miscible liquid. Second method we have for the separation of liquid, but for immiscible liquids, means liquids which are not going to mix with each other. That is the second method for separation of liquids. Now second method of separation of liquid, that method is called as the separating funnel. So first method was fractional distillation, in which we need miscible liquids. In separating funnel, we can separate two liquids which are immiscible, two or more liquids. Immiscible means they are not going to mix with each other, and there should be difference in their densities. So we can take the simple example of water and oil. If we mix the water and oil, they are not going to completely mix with each other. We know water remains at the bottom and oil floats. Why oil floats and why water remains at the bottom? Because there is difference in their densities. Water is more dense and oil is less dense as compared to water. So water is at the bottom and oil floats on the water. So for this method we have apparatus called as the separating funnel, and in this apparatus we have filled the mixture of oil and water. So water is heavier, so it is at the bottom, and oil is lighter, so it floats, and we have stopcock. So we fill the mixture in this separating funnel and we on the stopcock. When we on the stopcock, all water will first come down in the beaker. When all water comes down into the beaker, we will off the stopcock. So oil will remain into the separating funnel and water will come down into the beaker. So we cannot 100% separate the mixtures by this method, but about 99% we can separate the mixture of oil and water by using the method of separating funnel. So separating funnel is method used for the separation of the immiscible liquids, in which heavier means which is more dense, this liquid is separated first, and lighter means which is less dense, that liquid is separated out later. So we can separate the water and oil. Similarly, we can separate the mixture of mercury, water and benzene. If you are given a mixture of mercury, water and benzene, so in this mixture, mercury is the most heaviest, then water and then benzene. So benzene is lighter, mercury is heavier. So mercury is more dense, water has medium density in these three, and benzene has very less density. So if we want to separate this mixture, we will first get mercury, then we will get the water, and then we will get the benzene. So these are the methods of separation of mixture. We have seen all three methods: solid into solid, solid in a liquid, and liquid in a liquid. Methods of separation of mixture that we have studied. Now we have to study separating of gases from air. This is one of the use of the fractional distillation. By the fractional distillation, we can separate out the gases from the air. We know air is a mixture. We can separate out the gases from the air. Now air is a mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, helium, argon, water vapor and many more gases. Mainly nitrogen is in 78%, oxygen is near about 20-21%, inert gases, helium, argon, neon are inert gases, and air also contain water vapor. So we want to separate out these three gases, nitrogen, argon and oxygen. Why? Why these three gases only? Because they have many commercial or industrial uses. So nitrogen is used for the preparation of the fertilizers. Argon is the gas, it is inert gas, it is filled in the electric bulbs. And oxygen is used for artificial breathing, it is used in the industries, and many more uses. So basically we need these three gases, nitrogen, argon and oxygen, for various purposes. So we will separate these three gases from the air. Now see, if we study, these three gases are in the gaseous state at the normal temperature. These all are in the gaseous state. If we cooled them, then it will get converted into the liquid state. So first thing is that we have to take them into the liquid state, and then we have to boil. Then they will go into the gaseous state. Means now gases are present in the gaseous state, but we cannot directly separate out them from the gaseous state. So first of all, as they are in the gaseous state, we have to convert them into the liquid state. When they go in the liquid state, then we have to boil, and we have to separate them one by one. Okay, now they are present in the mixture form, so we cannot directly separate them. So we will liquefy them and again boil them. So if we study this nitrogen, minus 196 degrees Celsius is the boiling point of liquid nitrogen. Normally nitrogen is in gaseous state. Minus 196 degrees Celsius is the liquid, it is the boiling point of the liquid nitrogen. Minus 186 for argon, liquid argon boiling point is minus 186 degrees Celsius, and boiling point of liquid oxygen is minus 183. Means which is the lowest boiling point, that is the oxygen, and which is the lowest boiling point, that is the nitrogen, because it is in minus. Lowest boiling point is the nitrogen, minus 196, and highest boiling point is the that is the oxygen, that is the minus 183. So we can separate out these three mixtures of the nitrogen, argon and oxygen by the method of the fractional distillation. Now see, in this process what we have to do, we have to do this process by taking some step. Now see, air is a mixture of oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen and many more gases, but it also contains dust. So we have to cool the air. So we have to remove the air first. So in this process, air is first filtered to remove the dust. And we also want to remove the carbon dioxide and water vapor. Because when we are going to cool the air, this carbon dioxide cooled and it get converted into dry ice, which is solid. And water vapor also get converted into ice, which is solid. So they can block the pipes in the process of the separation of the gases from the air. So we have to first remove the dust, then we have to remove the carbon dioxide and water, because when we cool the air, they can convert into the solid and they can block the pipe. Then we will give the pressure on the air and we will remove the pressure. So by this process, air get compressed and air get expand. So this continuous process of compression and expansion of the air convert the air into the liquid state. So air which is in the gaseous state get converted into the liquid state by the continuous compression and expansion. Now this liquid air is allowed to pass through the distillation process. So in the distillation process we have liquid air. So liquid nitrogen, which has lowest boiling point, boils first, that is the minus 196 degrees Celsius. Then argon with the medium boiling point, that is minus 186 degrees Celsius, it will boil separately in at the medium level. And the oxygen with the highest boiling point, it will boil at the last, and we can separate out the vapor. We have to pass these process is done with the help of the method of fractional distillations that we have studied. So now we will get the nitrogen gas first, then we will get the argon gas, and at the end we will get the oxygen gas. So we can separate out the gases by the method of the fractional distillation, in which we have to remove the dust and we have to remove the CO2 and water vapor, and we can get many more gases. But as these three gases have industrial uses, we want nitrogen, oxygen and argon to separate out and use them for various purposes.